Beautiful. Thank you, Shkoyach. We'll see if we're going to use the Sephardim. I have it open right now. Okay, Rabotai, the papers are coming down as we're about to begin. Check the printer. Should be done already. Yeah, it's done. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Nope. Yep. Keep out there, my purpose doesn't need. Okay, Rabotai, we are ready. I want to first dedicate the shiur for the continual Refuah Shlema for Rav Michael Noach ben Katrina Leah. Shem Shegin Refuah Shlema Karov Mamash. Also for Klal Yisrael, we should hear great news. We should only Besurot Tovot. Rabotai, this week's Parshat Terumah. The Zera Shimshon has a beautiful. A lot of us heard some of this stuff, but we've heard bits and pieces. We never really heard the whole thing. You hear your Rebbeim always quote a Chazal saying something, part of it, the whole story we never hear. Today we're going to hear is the first Derush on the Parshat. Let's begin. What did we end off with last week? Parshat Mishpatim. Parshas Mishpatim, we ended off that Moshe Rabbeinu goes to the mountain. Alei Elai Hahara, go up there. I'm going to give you the Luchot, I'm going to give you the Torah, the Mitzvot, what I've written. And he went up there 40 days and 40 nights. He waited there 7 days till he got up there. Vayim Moshe Bahar Arba'im Yom Arba'im Laila. Right? It's really Parshat. So it ends off with Moshe Rabbeinu going up to get the Torah. What does the next pasuk begin with? Literally, the next pasuk says, "V'yikhu li terumah." Take terumah. Let's look inside on the paper. Midrash Rabbah. The Midrash Rabbah on this parsha, on the pasuk, Midrash Rabbah says, "V'yikhu li terumah." Hadu dichtiv. That's why the pasuk says, "Torah tziva lanu Moshe." Torah that Moshe commanded us. Morasha Kehillat Yaakov. Derush Rav Simlai. Rav Simlai made a drasha. Taryag mitzvahs nitnu liYisrael. 613 mitzvot were given to Klal Yisrael. Keminyan Torah, like the number, the numerical value of the word Torah. Let's do that. Taf, 400. Reish, 200. That's 6. Vav and Hey, 11. 611. Yeah. You said Taryag mitzvot, like the minyan of the Torah, the word Torah. Okay, move a little further. Ushtayim Hechanhem, where are the other two that are missing? Oh, Ella Anochi, the first of the Aser Divrot, Velo Yelecha, and the second was said by the mouth of Hashem. Mepia Gevura Shemanu. We heard it from Hashem directly. He's quoting Gemara in Sanhedrin, and V'Tarya and the 611 Amaram Moshe Kiminyan Torah. So Moshe Rabbeinu taught us the Torah. Torah is 611. He literally taught us 611 mitzvot. The other two were mentioned by Hashem himself. Okay? The rest of that pasuk, Torah tziva lanu Moshe. I get you. Torah is 611. Tarya mitzvot Moshe taught us. Torah tziva lanu Moshe. Very good. The next part, Morasha. What does that mean? It comes from the word Yerusha. Morasha could either mean our heritage, something verb, or Yerusha, something passive, inheritance. Most Chazal will tell you it's both. It's a heritage of ours. We have Mesorah, Morasha, and it's a Yerusha inheritance. Today we're going to see what that actually means. Today we're going to understand what the connection is, Torah Tziva Lanu Moshe, and what it has to do with Terumah, and why we're using the word Terumah. We're going to see all that now. It's beautiful. And let's begin. What is Morasha? Al Tikrei Morasha, says this Chazal, the Midrash Rabbah. Don't call it Morasha. Ella Yerusha Hila Yisrael Olam. Forever Jews will have an inheritance, the Yerusha. Whoa. So the Chazal is already playing with the word Morasha, Yerusha. Why we gotta mess with these words? Why we have to change them around? At Kad Leshano. This is the end of the quote. Vehu Tamua, it's baffling. Dema Inyan Pasuk Torah Tziva Lanu Moshe. What does the Pasuk of Torah Tziva Lanu Moshe have to do with Yichuli Terumah? Why did the Midrash Rabbah use that first Pasuk? Oh, Yichuli Terumah, Torah Tziva Lanu Moshe. What's the connection? Yichuli Terumah means simply they take for me a donation. What do you mean take for me? I didn't give you your money for you to keep. I gave you your money for you to use your money wisely. I gave you money to give out. Someone who says, I already gave, shoteh, you're not going to get money. Your bracha you're diminishing your bracha. I gave. Doesn't mean I gave. You were given money to give. When you give your money to give, Hashem says, you know what to do with money. You get more. Not working all day, every day is going to make you rich because you daven Rosh Hashanah. You already had your package. Hashem said you're getting this. Change your attitude, change your mitzvot, change the way you do the mitzvot, and your package increases. That's that. Come to learn Torah more often, your package increases. Then, like the Messiah Sharman, all Chazal writes this. Okay. The Yichuli Terumah, the Midrash Rabbah doesn't tell you that. He says, Torah Tziva Lanu Moshe. What's the connection? The Ode. And furthermore, Ma'inyan Morashav Yerusha Lekan. Why did the Midrash Rabbah now bring the machloket? Is it Morasha, a heritage? Is it Yerusha, an inheritance? Is it both? Is it one? Is it two? Now is the place to argue. You're bringing this as your opening statement to the entire Parshat Terumah. The next 4 Parshiot are going to be only about setting up this Beit HaMikdash, the Mishkan. And this is your opening statement. The Midrash Rabbah says, Torah Tziva Lanu, and we have this argument whether it's Morasha or Yerusha. How do you understand this? So the Zera Shimshon begins by saying, V'yesh Lomar. Here's your answer. The Ita of Midrash Rabbah al Pasuk Shira in the Shira Shirim Mishakeni Mineshikot. So we know Shira Shirim is written in a very interesting way. Because Baruch Hu wanted a person, Dibra Torah Kalashim B'nei Adam, Shira Shirim is Mamash. I wanted you to understand the love that Hashem has towards the Jewish people, even after they sin. He compared, the Shira Shirim compares as if a person lost his first wife. And it's never going to be the same. It's Klal Yisrael always wants this one back. In Shir HaShirim, the words Yishakeni Mineshikot Pihu, Shem sometimes will kiss. For example, when Moshe Rabbeinu dies, it's like a kiss. Takes away, and the Gemara explains what does that mean, like a kiss. You take away a little piece of hair from the milk. It's so smooth, doesn't have to dip your finger 19 million times. It just goes so smoothly. That's how Moshe Rabbeinu passed away. The Neshama was taken out. Over there, the Gemara says it was a kiss, and they really wanted to say it by Miriam, but it's not sneezdik a way to talk that Hashem kissed Miriam. Should be written like that in the Torah. So what does it mean? Yishakeni mineshikot pihu. So here comes the beautiful, the Shir HaShirim, the Midrash Rabbah explains on this pasuk. Amar Rav Yehuda Bisha. Here we've heard this so many times by different rabbis, and this is the source. Bisha'a sheshamu Yisrael. At the time that the Jewish people heard the pasuk Anochi Hashem Elokecha, a big miracle happened. Hashem talked. The mitzvah went right into your heart. It got stuck in there. It got like glued. I was learning with my son earlier, reviewing this, and he tells me this is probably the Makor, where you hear all these stories. Let's say the Nazi came to the Jewish guy. This Jewish guy maybe wasn't even frum, doesn't know what Hashem looked like, doesn't know what a mitzvah looked like, doesn't know anything. And all of a sudden he gets this power. What do you mean? I'm not changing my religion. What religion? You don't keep anything. Are you kidding me? I'd rather die and not denounce my God and my Torah. Where do you get that koach from? Because Anochi Hashem Elokecha and Lo Yeh Lecha, we heard it direct. In fact, when we heard those words directly, we got a really good shortcut. Imagine this happens today in college or in school. Look what it says here. Nitka Talmud Torah belibam. The Torah study penetrated their hearts. V'hayu lomdim, and they would learn. V'lo hayu mishtakechim, they would never forget one word. You just had a photographic memory. Whatever you looked at, you memorized forever. You could pinpoint to the page, pinpoint to the line, and know exactly what it says. Imagine that brains. Just imagine. This is what happened when we heard Anochi Hashem and Lo Yeh Lecha. And then we did something to ourselves. Then they came out to Moshe and they said, "Oh, daber ata imanu v'nishma." You speak to us. You speak to us, and we'll listen. We're afraid we're going to die. And right at that point, Chaziru leyot lomdim v'shochim. They went back to regular people, where you learn and you're going to forget. You learn, you're going to forget. Why that happens is very simple. The end of the Zera Shimshon we'll talk about. And he's going to say that the toiling and putting effort is extremely important. We're going to see how that's really the mitzvah. We'll see at the end, and his bless and his brachot on it. But first, just to get the basics here. Yishakeni mineshakot pihu, kisses of the mouth, says the Zera Shimshon. That pasuk is referring to the following story. That Moshe, when Hashem spoke from his mouth, it was such a kiss. It went in. Whatever you heard, if we heard all 613, it would have been total Bakiyim and Halacha. Everybody would know it forever, never forget. You wouldn't need nobody Sephardim, everything you've memorized. Then we said, we can't listen to it. Hashem, Moshe Rabbeinu, you talk to us. And it went back to regular. Okay. Problem is, this is a beautiful midrash. We got a problem. Like I told you last year already, from the quote of the Zera Shimshon, midrash, Talmud, Zohar is one. They're written at the same time. They're the same people, same rabbis there, same characters. Whatever he says here, it's quoted part of it here, quoted part of it there, quoted part of it there. And if you know the three, or you get chesed like the Zera Shimshon did, and he says, hold everything. There's a Gemara in Eruvin. The Gemara in Eruvin, I have it on the table here, Perek Chamishi, the whole beginning of Perek Chamishi. Interesting stuff. Starting from Nun Daled and on, it's all about this, Matan Torah and everything, and it's some, he writes over here, Amar, Perek Hey, 5th Perek of Eruvin, Amar Rabbi Eliezer, Ilmale lo nishtabru luchot rishonot. If the first luchot, the luchot were not destroyed, lo nishtakechat Torah Yisrael. They would never forget any of the Torah that you would learn. You learn it, it's memorized. Problem. You just said it's all about who spoke. Moshe spoke, we didn't memorize. Shem spoke, we memorized. Here you're telling us not to do that. Luchot. You broke the luchot, that's it, we started to forget. Until then, it was good. Okay? That's the stira. It's a problem here. Because in one place it says it's literally all about who spoke, and the second place it says no, it's about the Moshe's luchot, and he broke it. The ayin b'chidusheinu al shir hashirim b'pasuk yishakim mishikot says, and I already gave an answer in the shir hashirim Zera Shimshon. Sheteratznu sham, we answered the ita leha, both apply. Keshe amru Yisrael, when the Jewish people said daber ata imanu, you Moshe Rabbeinu talk for us, we can't hear Hashem. Ba'alahem hashikha, they started to forget what they learned. But when they received the luchot, that was the fix. They could still remedy and they could still memorize, and it would have been perfect. Why the luchot? Right? It's charut. It's engraved. It's like Hashem talking and engraving it on your heart. So therefore, if the first luchot was not destroyed, we will be all charut. It will always be in the heart. We'll never forget. But when 40 days later Moshe breaks the luchot, there's really nothing there that could fix it. We went back to forgetting. Now, we need a little bit more of information, and then we're going to tie the whole thing in. Why do we call it Mishkan? He goes, he says the Mishkan is actually the biggest chesed for us. It is like a collateral for mashkanta. If I call Yaakov today and say, Yaakov, I need $70,000 tomorrow. Okay, I'll give it to you. But collateral. Here's my petit Philippe, you take my watch, I'll take the money, and we'll give it back to each other when I have the money to pay back. Okay? You have a collateral. Instead of chas v'shalom, us getting punished and being killed out, there's a mashkanta, there's a collateral. Mashkan. It's the Mishkan. The Beit HaMikdash is called Mishkan. It is the mashkanta. It is there as collateral. We're going to sin. Now we're going to tie it all up. We'll do one more piece here, and we're going to start to tie it up. Midrash Aniskar El Od Ita that says over there, Shemitich Gilah from the beginning. When I said the first two of the Aseret Dibrot, Ne'ekar Yetzer Hara Milibam. Not only did the mitzvot go in, the Yetzer Hara left, gone. No more Avirot. We're going to live our life learning, memorizing, sin-free. That would have been the case. But when they told Moshe Rabbeinu, please, you speak instead, what did they do? Chazar Yetzer Hara limkomo. Over there, at that point, the Yetzer Hara came. What time is it? 2 minutes. The Yetzer Hara came back. Still, they had one more chance. Takana b'luchot even. They had the luchot at Harut. They had the ability to still go back to that point where there would be no Yetzer Hara, and everything they learned would be Harut, would be forever remembered. Those next 40 days, all they had to do was just not sin. And now that I'm running out of time, I'm going to say the rest outside. And then starts Parshat Terumah, after Moshe went up. Because the word Terumah is Torah, Mem. The Torah that he brings down 40 days later. Torah is the Gematria Taryah 611, because there was 2 that was said by Hashem. Had we've done the 40 days correct, the Yetzer Hara would have been gone. We would have memorized the learning. It would have been an awesome way. But we didn't. What's the tikkun? That's the connection. V'yikhu li terumah. If you have a head, if you're able to learn, then good. You do the learning. You do the Taryah, you do the Mem, you do the learning. Mem for Mem, Matai, you'll do the learning. Matnitin is the same. Gematria 960, as we're going to see, is Torah Mem. It just connects. If you have the ability to learn, that's your tikkun. And if not, v'ikuli teruma, then you take the equivalent and you donate, and that becomes the teruma. So now all the questions are answered. If you want to know why it says Torah tziva lanu Moshe morasha Kehillat Yaakov as the opening statement in the Midrash, now you understand it. V'ikuli teruma is precisely connected to Torah tziva lanu Moshe. And if you can't do Torah Mem, you can't learn, then you do the V'ikuli, and then you'll still be part of the Morasha Kehillat Yaakov. Understand? That's the Zera Shimshon's first Derush on the Parsha. He tells you precisely the Midrash Rabbah is exact. Torah Tzivalah and Moshe is exact. And Yishakei V'Shekot Piru is exact. And it goes together. If Hashem would have said all of it, it would have gone into the heart. Okay, we couldn't hear it. So then your next level was keep that Luchot going. We broke that. It's all an image for us to understand that even without, if you can't do the learning, even you don't have it, you can still do the V'yikuli Terumah. Either way will bring you to it. Obviously, the best way is to learn. And then when you, like we said in the beginning, you're a person that learns, the more you increase your learning, the more your business will flourish. It's the opposite of what the logic is. Because everything comes to Rosh Hashanah. You said you're going to do better, you're going to do good, you get a package. Not add more hours in the office, it's more hours in the Torah. You do that. Why does that work? Because you're tapping into the real tikkun, which is to learn. The Tariyah, the Torah, the Terumah is Torah Mem. You can't, then you can do the V'yikuli. Thank you all for listening.